Welcome to the Real Film Geeks. I'm Addison Lee.
And I'm Zebedee.
Alright, so it's been a while since we've been on mic, but life comes up and
I got sick.
he got really sick. Like he's coughing up gold loogies, but
Cool. Thanks for letting everyone know.
Hey, no problem. You're like the golden goose of loogies. Alright, so anyways, in the past couple of days we've had nothing but like big franchise trailers.
Huge trailers.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, these are killer trailers. These are trailers that like make more money than other movies make. Kind of trailers.
Like I think these trailers have made more money than Blade Runner 2049.
Sad day. I loved it. I saw it. I loved it. You should see it too, but it's just not doing so hot for some reason.
I honestly can't believe how low
I cannot believe how low it's made so far.
it made. $32 million its opening weekend. That's like
Domestically, it
yes.
made another 50 million in the foreign market.
Yeah.
So like it's more than halfway to making up its cost. But
most sci-fi movies make their budget like
the day, which is surprising. I guess it's just because it's not a Star Wars or something like that. Like,
sadly,
it sucks because. Okay, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah. Well, but we're gonna do a Blade Runner review a little later. But right now, yes, we are going to talk about trailers because recently we had the Pacific Rim 2 trailer drop, we had the Justice League trailer drop,
and then yesterday
during
Star Wars.
During the Monday Night Football, like they did for Force Awakens, they dropped it in the halftime, and we had Last Jedi. So first we are going to talk about Pacific Rim Uprising. So, honestly, there's not really much to say. The plot, the kaiju are back.
Who would have thought?
And we have what's his name? It's John Boyega. He plays Jake, and if you don't know, he's supposed to be the son of Idris Elba's character from the first one.
Eastwood, is that literally Clint Eastwood's son?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am so okay with that.
Yeah, because he was also in the new. Oh man, what was he in? I guess he was in Gran Torino. He was also in Suicide Squad, and then Fate of the Furious. So he's starting to come up. He's starting to come up in a lot of big franchises now.
I'm okay with this.
And now he's adding Pacific Rim to it. So yeah, it just like Oh, I forgot Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the IMDb page, and Stephen DeKnight. He's the one who he show ran the first season of Daredevil and Spartacus.
Oh.
Or the final season of Spartacus. And I think he's also part of the new think tank for the Transformers movies. So,
all right.
So, the action and it kind of shows it because the action in this looks pretty cool, even though it is a lot of CGI. Because again, it's giant robots and giant monsters. So, and it always takes me back to what Guillermo del Toro said when he did the first one. It was because people asked him why are you doing this movie, and he gave a simple response of, I like giant robots, and I like giant monsters, and I like to see them fight.
Yep.
And it's just if you guys don't get it, then I don't know what to tell you.
Because
I remember we went to go see it opening day, and literally everyone was talking in the movie theater. But it wasn't rude talking. We were all talking amongst each other because we couldn't care less what they were saying, but we were just all enjoying the fights. And we're just hey, did you see that? Oh, that elbow rocket.
Yeah, right?
Elbow rocket. There's a move called elbow rocket. So
Super punch, man.
Yeah, so it's you can't take these movies too seriously, and hopefully in this one they're not, because again it's just supposed to be fun. This is
it's all in good fun.
This is the closest we're going to get to a Gundam movie, which I think there's a big strong possibility we might see Gundam.
That would be interesting.
Point.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'd want to see a Gundam movie because of how Americanized it would end up being.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to do that.
And there's all these different possibilities of because Japan has more mech TV shows than people. So
imagine so one thing I could see happen, it would be hilarious, is Pacific Rim anime.
Oh yeah, that I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
I'm pretty sure it's already set up for it. They're called kaiju. for God's sake.
Yeah.
And then, the Jaegers, like the whole, like, if you didn't already know, the whole premise of this movie is based on Japanese anime. Like, Evangelion is a huge source of inspiration for this.
Gurren
Lagann and stuff like that, because it's literally just giant robots fighting giant monsters. What's up?
What if John Boyega had the dialogue like, what is
bro, fist punch or something?
No, it was like believe in the me that believes in you.
Yeah.
Like,
don't believe in yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you. Yours is the drill that will pierce the heavens.
If they had that line, I'm just like, this movie is like,
it's literally just
a 10 out of 10. I don't care if it's actually horrible. If they had that line in it, done. But yeah, you're right. Evangelion, that's kind of like the inspiration for something like this, other than being, actual kaiju robots. Which I think that was one of the first like drafts. Was that
they like stole kaiju and turned them into things that could fight the other ones?
Because at the end of the original, Gypsy Danger self-destructs, but I think they were trying to say like, some pieces actually didn't actually get disintegrated with the bomb. And the aliens, some survivors took the tech and fused it with the kaiju or whatever.
Well, I mean, there is that one kaiju that shoots like rockets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe they did.
And then we also see another Jaeger fight another Jaeger.
I think that's like a battle, like a duel, like that's actually practice or something like that. Because it looked like in the trailer there were two teams that were like
exactly
cool, we got them.
That's what
I think it's like a competition more than it's an actual.
Like two companies built Jaegers and they're testing them out on each other to see
something
which
like
one
that.
is the better Jaeger or
I guess.
whatever. But you see, like, they have the team of four again. You have that one Jaeger that is piloted by three people. You have the one with the broadsword and the one with the flail. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other one? There's four.
Yeah.
The sword, the flail, the whip.
And the whip.
Which is just like, they're getting so wild with it, and I'm okay. I'm honestly okay with how, weird they're getting, just because, it's Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of out there and crazy. I mean, again, drawing back on anime in which it was inspired by, it's crazy and out there. They're giant robots. They're gonna have giant crazy things.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. So again, this isn't like Transformers where they say, like, we don't care if you like our movies or not. We're making money.
Right.
As in where Pacific Rim's just like, we're just trying to have fun.
We're trying to have fun, and we're trying to make it so that you have fun, too.
Yeah, because, like, there's no way you're going to get, like, maybe in anime because it's a little easier, but in something like this that's so CGI heavy, it's going to be really hard to have, like, a really compelling human story while also having these, major CGI elements. Something is going to lag. Like, for me, like, Power Rangers. Like, the original, okay. The way I saw this new Power Rangers was like the reverse Pacific Rim, where Pacific Rim was, I love the fight scenes, couldn't care less about the people, as in where Power Rangers was, I cared about the people, and I didn't really care about the CGI fight scenes.
Right.
Like, somehow, I'm sure one day they're going to find a way to combine the two, but it's just giant robots, man. You can't. It's give or take, unfortunately.
Right.
So right now, they're having fun. No one seems to be taking this too seriously, but taking it seriously enough because it's a job. Like, they take it seriously because it's their job. But at the same time, it is what it is. What do you want from us? This isn't Shakespeare. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a fun ride. It's most likely going to kill in the foreign box office because that's honestly it's China that goes to see these movies, and that's why Transformers is where it's at, is because of the foreign market. So, and I think it was the foreign market that saved the first one too, because no one saw it here in the States. Right. It was all foreign that they're just like,
American audiences are so freaking weird.
Yeah, they're either like they love blockbusters or they love indie films. It's like they're very bipolar when it comes to like what media they want to consume.
Right. All right, so that was Pacific Rim.
All right, so moving on to Justice League, which, funny enough, Justice League is probably one of the most divisive of all these trailers that we're seeing is because, if you like DC, that means you hate Marvel. And if
Of
you
course.
like Marvel, you hate DC. I mean,
Totally can't enjoy both of them for what they are.
Nope. It's the age-old debate back all the way to when, we just had comics. No TV shows, no movies. It was either if you're a Marvel boy or a DC boy. You can't like two. So, Justice League. In this trailer, we see a lot, but also a lot of the same stuff. But I do want to point out, because some people are saying, like, oh, how are we supposed to enjoy this when we don't even know what the world is? Now, if you look around, if you look at the scenery of during the trailer of Justice League, you'll see some kind of like something is taking over the Earth.
Right.
Now, if you don't know, the main villain of this is Steppenwolf, who is like a general for Darkseid. And what Darkseid does, because Darkseid lives on a volcanic planet or a volcanic world called
is it an apocalypse?
Yeah, it lives on Apocalypse. And what he kind of does is kind of similar to what Galactus does. He kind of destroys worlds. So what I'm guessing at is why you see that red tint in the trailer.
Right.
Is that they're trying to turn Earth into Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Or at first I thought they kind of fell into like what's the world in Stranger Things?
The underside or whatever,
like
the upside down.
The upside down, where it's like you're not really in our world, but we're in like a weird version of it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it's taking all of this. And again, you don't know. We see a lot of parademons, which is really cool.
There was a bunch of parademons.
And it's funny because right now, people are saying that this is copying Avengers. The only movies that are actually supposed to have like millions of minions are Avengers Age of Apocalypse. Or no, Age of Ultron, and then this Justice League, because Darkseid has parademons, and
Ultron has more Ultrons.
Yeah, the only one that wasn't right was the original Avengers movies, because
they made up.
Yeah, Thanos has nothing to do with
the Chitauri or whatever they're called.
And I think the Chitauri were made for the movie.
They kind of were. I'm pretty sure. I kind of wish they'd done like Skrulls or something like that.
Yeah,
that would have been so neat if they'd done Skrulls.
Skrulls are going to be in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're saving it for that, but
we're getting them in Captain Marvel either way.
We saw a lot more of the comedic scenes because that's what everyone wanted from these DC movies.
Yeah, was to lighten up a bit.
Yeah, so Aquaman's going to be like the
Momoa's going to take it all the way, man.
Because so far out of all the DC movies that are in production, Aquaman's the only one that's just like, yeah, everything's going smoothly. Like, James Wan's just like, there was a rumor that I was going to leave, and he was just like, no, I'm having too much fun.
Right.
Like, doing this movie. Like, literally everything is going according to plan. Unlike all the other DC movies are just, like, hitting brick walls.
Yeah, and falling apart and stuff like that.
Because I guess Aquaman's going to be like a swashbuckling movie.
Please.
Which I'm like, oh my god, yes. The Flash seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'd like to see how they make him not just Quicksilver. So,
definitely. And I like the fact that he's a lot more comedic, because right now, if you watch the Flash TV show, he's so broody. Isn't
that how all of the shows have gotten? Is just,
yep.
I'm a broody character that's trying to save this city.
The world is...
Oh, I can't let this girl know that I'm a superhero.
But I will let you know in episode 2. Like, the world is like... They're always carrying the world on their shoulders,
right?
And that kind of gets old after a while. But so I'm enjoying the fact that this Barry Allen is just all like geeked out about like, oh, that's your signal. Sorry, that's your signal. That means we gotta go. And he's just like, yep, that's what that means. So I love the fact that he's kind of like the young recruit of the Justice League.
Right.
I would have preferred if he was Wally West.
Yeah, if they'd done that and then had like Barry Allen be like kind of there, so we know that there was a Flash before
at some point.
But like, I guess it's okay.
Just no more confusion for people, because I mean I know it's really hard to tell the difference between TV and movies, but because that's the studio exec mind is
right.
They can't tell the difference. It's like, we're not that... Okay, actually, never mind. There are
some people are dumb.
That dumb. But most people understand. Some people said Cyborg is too stiff. And I'm like,
He's a robot man. he's literally 75% robot.
And then like everyone's like, oh, he's so mad. And I think one of my favorite responses is like, he just turned into a robot. He literally just lost like parts of his body. He's allowed to be grumpy for a while. He's allowed to be grumpy for a while.
So I can't remember in this DC universe, because we saw his dad try to remake him or something like that, or
he was we don't know what happened to him.
Don't die.
But essentially he used a mother box,
right,
to rebuild him. And,
yeah, because that was the thing that we saw at the
Batman v Superman.
Yeah, at the end of Batman v Superman.
So I don't know how because in Batman v Superman he was literally just a head and like half a face and a torso.
Yeah, that's right.
Because like I know other.
I just wanted to make sure that that's how it was, and it wasn't that he was like a full human that got turned into that. It was he had been in an accident or attacked or something, and like almost all of his body was gone, and then his dad rebuilt
all of his body was gone.
Because that's more or less how it happened originally.
And a lot of it was, I think they took this idea from the New 52, because the New 52, that's why he got connected to the Justice League, is because he was part mother box.
Yeah, because of the mother box. That's newer canon. The old canon was that he was just a robot.
And it was this 80s, and RoboCop and
so just why not?
Just make this teenager a robot. Which I love the original design for Cyborg is because he'll like if you look at his leg, it's like all the way up to like half of his thigh, it's all robotic. And then there's one strip of human, and then the rest of his thigh is like
how does that work?
It's like, do they save like half of his thigh
and just like put it in there? Like just take a slice and just stick
it's like a steak. They just like put the steak in between the metal part. Like so that's what always confused me about Cyborg. It's like, wait, that's metal, that's human, and then that's metal. How does that work? But you know, but so. And I kind of wish they didn't use Cyborg. I know Cyborg has become really popular since the Flashpoint comics because he was the leader of the Justice League or whatever. And I know they want diversity, but I'll have to say this is like the most diverse superhero team because we have an Israeli female lead, we have a Samoan, and we have a black guy. That's way more diverse than both of the Avengers teams put together. So. So that's that's really cool, and especially the fact that now since Wonder Woman was doing so well, they're really like
pushing that.
They're like the trailer that came after the Wonder Woman movie. It was like, I think there was at least a minute because the trailer was roughly like almost 3. I think at least a minute 50 was just Wonder Woman footage.
Right.
Because like she's making the money. So and I just hope that Ben Affleck stays as Batman.
Totally.
Because he's such a good Batman.
I really do love him as Batman. Yeah. I don't understand where all the hate was if it's not still coming. Yeah, I know, like the Daredevil thing. It was like, but the same could be said about frickin' Chris Evans.
Exactly.
He was in that failed Fantastic Four ages ago.
But he was an okay Johnny Storm.
But he actually was an okay Johnny Storm.
But at the same time, Johnny Storm wasn't that hard. It's just be cocky as all hell and he did that really well. But and then he came back to do
freaking
Captain America, and now he is
perfect.
He is literally the idea of Captain America.
Yeah, he is such a good Captain America. It's the same way as like Robert Downey Jr. is like the epitome of Tony Stark.
And some people don't know that Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. was in jail for drug use. And
he literally is just Tony Stark.
Yeah, like
at this point,
his past, like dude, I've watched some of his court cases. Dude, if that happened today, oh my God, he'd be crucified.
Mm-hmm.
Like when an actor does something like that, like Shia LaBeouf, people pretty much just own him. So that was today.
Yep.
We wouldn't have an Iron Man.
Nope.
So people they have rocky starts, and they finish strong. And I think he's finishing strong. But some people also got to remember that during. Between the time of Batman v Superman and now, Ben Affleck was going through a lot of stuff.
Right.
Like, the movie that he worked so hard on was just, crapped on, even though people were saying, oh, yeah, he was actually okay. But then, remember when he got cast, like Zack Snyder said, like, yeah, you should probably just stay off the internet for a while. Like he was off the internet for like a month because people were just crappy.
Like, yeah. When I heard that he was cast as Batman, I was like, wait, what? Is this real?
Yeah.
I want this to be real. Like I was actually real excited for it.
When I heard it, I was just like, oh, I guess he's going to do superhero movies again. Because I really thought that he just got burned by Daredevil, which makes sense because they did kind of burn him on that one. So I would have understood. He's like, I just don't want to do superhero movies.
Yeah, like my biggest thing was that I was just going to reserve judgment until I saw a trailer for it. Yeah. I saw a trailer and was like, okay, yes, I'm sold.
I was sold when I saw the first. I was sold when he was like walking his daughter and he was like
buff,
a massive human. I'm like, okay, I'm sold. And then the first images of Batman showed, and you're like, oh my god, like that's Batman. Like that, because that's the thing about Batman is that Bruce Wayne is supposed to be the epitome of human, like
physical and mental
exactly
awareness and height. Like he's just like always training his body and always training his mind to be the best human possible. Because that's one of the things about the Batman character as a superhero is he is a superhero that has no superpowers. And he's got a bunch of money, sure, and all that fun stuff, but literally if you shot him in the face, he would die.
And if that didn't kill him, you're gonna die.
And if that didn't kill him, you're dead. But that's the thing is he has to use his own resources as a human being in order to fight crime
and not kill at the same time.
In most cases.
Okay, yeah, he killed a few people in Batman v Superman.
All I'm gonna say is I'm okay with it because we're looking. One of my things about the DC cinematic universe or extended universe, whatever they're calling it.
EU.
It's a dark timeline.
Yeah.
It's a timeline where people, a lot of this, even the superheroes, are taking the harshest measures in order to ensure that the world doesn't fall apart. It's not a utopia. It's not an ideal universe. It's not the comic book universe. It's a bad universe.
And we're seeing them trying to build back the hope.
Yeah, they're trying to put it all back together.
Yeah.
And so while it doesn't make it any better, and I would not forgive Batman for killing people, I wouldn't even say it's justified. I would say that it was needed.
Yeah. It's just showing that, like, over all these years, it's affecting him. Like, that's the one thing I never liked about, a lot of the comics or whatever, is that you never saw what the effect of certain things were.
Yeah, because it always gets reset because the comics take place in, like, a stasis of time. It never actually really progresses, even though we still acknowledge the fact that certain events happened, like Hush or Court of Owls. They still happened. We don't know when they happened, how long ago they were. And Batman's always like 35.
Well, I think,
he's always 35.
But after New 52, they dropped it to 25.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might change now, but like
he's not 25 years old.
That's what they said when the New 52 happened, like at least where the Justice League comic happened, he was 25. It's stupid.
That's Batman year one.
I know. So they're trying to say like Batman started at like 19 or whatever.
Like Nightwing is 25.
He is 20. I can't remember, but yeah, for some reason they said like the New 52s because that's what they said. They were younger. They were 10 years younger than what they originally were because someone was. So New 52 happened because of a being, like it was like partially Pandora and partially someone else. They wanted to get the DC universe weaker, so they lost 10 years. So where they were originally 35, they were 25. It's weird. They reset it. They did another reboot.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of back to normal, so don't worry about that.
Good for
them. So going back to Wonder Woman. So yeah, because Wonder Woman is still like financially and critically the most successful DC movie since like The Dark Knight.
Right.
And they're really, really pushing Gal Gadot, and I think that's a good idea because
she's fantastic. She is a I don't know if I want to say perfect, but damn near close to perfect Wonder Woman in my mind. Like I honestly don't have any gripes with it. I just no, she's basically perfect in the role.
I agree because I like the fact that Wonder Woman it wouldn't be American or white.
No, she wouldn't.
Because And also, like I think we talked about this before. Even though like if you go to Themyscira, there's so many different ethnicities. That's how I always saw the Amazons, where it was just like
it's a place that is just a conglomeration of everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like literally made by the gods.
Yeah.
Like, and so they just were like, we're just gonna throw some, brown over here and some white over here and some
Asian
little brown over here.
And that's how I always thought. I always took Themyscira was just more of like a place where women just kind of appeared.
Yeah,
like women, like it was just kind of like almost like it was like a mental safe haven for women where you don't know how, but women just were there.
That's kind of interesting.
And that's kind of how the population kept growing, was just that.
Yeah, they
weren't born but from clay like Wonder Woman originally was, and then not originally, whatever. There's so many origins of, actually only two. One, she's a demigod of Zeus. The other one, she was made out of clay because her mom made a wish. She wished on the North Star, and
honestly, I enjoy that one more. She wishes to the gods to give life to her daughter, who is made out of clay.
Which they kind of did. They kind of did that in Wonder Woman. They kind of mixed the two by saying by Zeus granting power or granting this wish, technically she became his child in a way. You're like,
okay,
it's a mixture of two.
Well, I just like it because in one of the comic book stories, that's kind of like one of the end of the world style things.
Yeah.
She is dying, and her dying is represented as her starting to crack and fall apart because she's drying out. The clay that made her is starting to die, and so she's like wearing her battle armor, and there's just like cracks with like lava looking like red behind it, peeking out, and it was fantastic. And so that's one of the reasons why I like that, because it allows for more storytelling elements.
Yeah.
But even with the movie, I mean, you could still be made out of clay and technically be a daughter of Zeus, because
it was his lightning that brought
it
to life.
And Zeus did a lot of crazy stuff to have kids, though. Okay?
Oh my god! I love mythology, and just reading about it, you're just like, wait, what? Like, there was a lot of like...
He became a goose and did what to that lady?
No, he became a cow.
He became Golden Rain and did what to that lady?
It was really creepy, but
I think at one point he copulates with a tree.
Yes, yeah, it was supposed to be a tree nymph, but it was like
it literally was a tree.
It was just a tree.
It's like what the heck?
And then like the same thing with Poseidon. Like that's how the Minotaur. It was just like. It was no. Oh no! It wasn't that. Someone went crazy and mated with a bull, and then that's how the Minotaur happened. Like,
I think either Zeus or Poseidon or Hera cursed King Minos' wife.
That's it.
To fall in love with his prize bull, so she had a fake female, cow made with a hollow in it that she could be in, and then things happened, and then the Minotaur happened.
And it's just like, I don't want to see that movie.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that movie anymore.
Here's a fun fact that I learned. Just a small tangent here. Minotaur comes from the words Minos and Tauros. Minos being King Minos, the king that his wife did the thing with a bull to make the Minotaur, and Tauros is bull.
Yeah.
So Minotaur literally means Minos' bull.
Yeah, that's fun facts.
Fun fact.
I mean, that is really cool, but I'm stuck on the whole his wife making a fake bull and
yeah, that's worthy of kink shaming right there.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Justice League. So hopefully, and we had the villain Steppenwolf, and I'm hoping that he becomes. Look, most superhero movies don't have good villains. Like movie-wise, that's just how it happens.
Right.
Like usually, whenever there's a movie, the most common thing is just that the villain just doesn't hold up to.
Yeah, he goes out like a chump in the end.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of afraid with Steppenwolf, because Steppenwolf again is not that big of a player in the comics.
I see this being something similar to Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
With Ronan.
He's going to be like Ronan. He's going to do some bad stuff. They're going to get angry at him. They're going to have the big fight in the end. They're going to kill him. And then it's going to be, I was just the messenger for something far greater, and it's going to be, oh, frickin' dark side, oh man, and that's what it's going to be. And like, I'm going to enjoy like every other aspect of this movie, and then just be kind of like, about that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be whatever.
So I have a lot of hope. I'm hoping this movie's going to be good, especially, well, I'm not hoping this part, but, since Joss Whedon came in and rewrote and, reshot a lot of scenes because, as we all know, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide earlier this year. It was earlier this year or late last year.
Right.
And, because of that, he tried to just focus himself into his work, but he just couldn't.
Yeah.
So he left the project, which I felt really bad because there are a lot of people who were just like, because the first thing they read was Zack Snyder leaves Justice League, and everyone's like, yes, he left Justice League, and they're like, because of daughter's suicide.
Oh,
and
I'm the asshole.
Yeah, I'm the asshole now, even though I'm sure there are still people who are like
cheering for that, which is horrible.
Yeah, so.
But yeah,
with Joss Whedon doing this, I think they said this is how he's going to get Batgirl is by doing Justice League. Because he's supposed to write and direct that one. Okay. Which I still hope is going to be Batgirl and the Birds of Prey.
That'd be pretty cool.
Which is such a better idea than just Batgirl. So this is really the because I know a lot of people are saying like Wonder Woman was the make or break for the DCEU.
I think it made it.
Well, I don't think it was the make or break. I think Justice League, because Justice League has to be the one that makes us care about
the characters that we all see movies for.
Exactly.
That's true.
Even though everyone's already excited for Aquaman, because
Momoa's bravado, just from the trailers, is insane.
And now the fact that the Flash is Flashpoint, which is such a big. Oh, I don't think we talked about the.
We talked about.
That Wonder Woman is going to be in Flashpoint.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we
did.
Yeah, because we're going to get Empress Wonder Woman, and we might even see like the war between the Atlanteans and the Amazons.
See, that's what I want it to actually be Flashpoint.
That's going to be nuts.
Like, I just want it to be he does something crazy because he's a kid and he's still trying to like explore his powers. He does something crazy, gets teleported into an alternate timeline, tries to fix it, and gets shunted back to the DC, like the movie timeline. And unlike the comic book Flashpoint, I don't want it to change anything. I just want it to be like, he comes back and he's like, I've learned things. I'm better at doing things now. But everyone else is like, where have you been for the last week? You really don't want to know. Or something like that.
No, I think this is, a lot of people are speculating that this is their reboot. This is how they're going to kind of soft reboot the DCEU. Because there's a lot of rumors saying that Ben Affleck is trying to get out as Batman. And stuff like that, and they're going to try to redo Superman. Even though I liked how they did Superman, because I like the idea that I like how they placed because it's like, oh, I wish we had a real Superman in real life. This is what would happen if we had two superpowered beings who didn't really know how to control their powers, and they fought in a city. Like,
pew pew.
Like, I mean, it's funny that everyone hates Man of Steel, but they love Kid Miracle Man, where he and this other villain destroyed London.
Right.
And it's like, that's considered like one of the best comics ever. It's like, that's what happened in Man of Steel, but my Superman's a good guy and he doesn't destroy people. There's like, this is, one, you don't read comics then, because clearly.
Because, oh man, so much stuff goes wrong.
Yeah, so I like that it's just showing, this is consequences of what a Superman's like. And once again, we also still didn't see Superman in this trailer. We saw a dream.
It was kind of funny because like a lot of like hype for this trailer was, oh, Superman's in the next trailer, and I'm like, great. So they're revealing that he's back already. Yeah. And then I saw it, and I'm like, this is a dream sequence, and it was a dream sequence, and I'm like, ha. He's not back yet.
It might not even be the movie. They might have really shot that just for the trailer. So
that'd be hilarious.
Which would be really cool. Because it already got spoiled on what was it? Superhero stuff, where you can buy all the shirts and hats.
Yeah, that he's in the movie.
Yeah, they made a hat that was all black with the like a silver Superman logo.
Yeah, and that's the logo of him wearing the Kryptonian whatever it is garb.
Yeah, and it's all black, and they were saying like, and literally it was just like, Superman's back. He's wearing black, and it's just like, yeah, it was a huge spoiler, and people like. Warner Brothers was not happy.
Right.
Because as much as even though we all know they're still trying to
keep
hold
it like to their chest. Yeah, like so the people that don't know don't get spoiled.
And it's not like the Khan situation in Into Darkness where they're saying they're not telling us Superman's not in it. They're just being sneaky about it. It's not like, hey, I can't remember what Khan was going by in Into Darkness.
I hated that so much. He's not Khan. Totally not Khan. Oh, he's Khan. God. I could go on a 20-minute tangent on how much I hate that movie because of that, but I'll hold off for right now.
That's for another episode. So Superman's gonna be back, and we also all know that they're putting a lot of money behind CGIing out his mustache. Because he's doing Mission Impossible 6, and he signed a contract with Universal saying that he won't shave his mustache, and they're trying to CGI it out. Now, if you know most comics, Superman at some point does have a full beard.
Yeah, I was actually about to say instead of just the mustache. Ooh.
And how cool that, because he's not
instead of CGI.
He doesn't just have a mustache. He has a mustache and then like a kind of a stubble. It's like, use that. Like that's.
Yeah, I would have been like, okay, instead of CGIing out the mustache, let's CGI in the rest of the beard.
Like
let's do it.
When he comes back to life, he has like a beard and a mustache. It's like, I'm down. I think it'd be really cool to see a bearded Superman. So I don't know why people are so like weird about, or I don't know why.
Because he's a clean-shaven, pretty boy, the face of America.
Okay, no one's whatever. That's what they want. They want clean-faced, pretty boys. Even though most of American men have beards or whatever. But whatever. So I'm excited. I really want this to work. It's 37 days away?
Yep.
Like that's really close. So I want this to be good. And I'm sure it will. But, people are still just going to, they won't let Batman v Superman or Suicide Squad go.
Right.
Like, and it's funny because when I saw Guardians 2, I thought it was bad. I just did not like Guardians 2. It was literally just like, hey, you like that from the first one? Well,
yeah, it just did it like 3 times more.
Oh, 3 times? Like 10 times. Literally, if you like Baby Groot, 10 times Baby Groot. Did you like Drax's dry humor? 10 times Drax humor. Did you like that scene at the very end when you saw Howard the Duck? Guess what? Howard the Duck's in there. Yep. The only cool thing about Guardians 2 was the Watchers.
That was interesting.
That was the only scene that was just like,
I know, right? That they're like right there, and Stanley's just talking to them.
No, and no one else like looked like. Literally, it was me and my brother. Did you go with us?
I might have. I don't quite remember.
I don't remember. But literally, I just looked around like, what? Watchers? Yeah, everyone's just like. They're just
big-headed dudes with these weird capes. It's like, no, those are the Watchers, man. They watch everything.
I was like, literally, that was the only thing about that movie I geeked about, but everything else was just.
Yep.
Like, and I just want to say this really quick about Guardians 2, where the first Guardians was a sci-fi action film that had comedy. Guardians 2 was a comedy.
Yeah.
It was pretty much like Spaceballs, but not in a good way.
Right.
Like it was just a bad parody of whatever they were trying to do. But anyways, Justice League, 37 days. I'm rooting for it. I really hope it's good, and I hope it brings more people back on to having fun with these DC movies, and hopefully it also kind of rights the ships, right the ship in the right direction, because it did take some turns. Like I liked more than I hated in Batman v Superman. Like there was more good than bad,
right?
But still had a lot of issues. So hopefully, Justice League kind of rewrites all of that. But all right, we're gonna move on to the big one, the big splash that broke the internet. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Episode 8. A lot happens in this one. Like a lot happens.
Like I'm almost sad that I saw this trailer because it doesn't really it kind of spoils some stuff, but only slightly. It's like some plot elements that like when they happen, I'll be like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, but like not huge things. And I'm still hoping that they've left out some big stuff that is just going to blow me away when I see it.
It also doesn't help that Ryan Johnson, like a month ago, was just like, yeah, guys, whatever you do, don't watch any more trailers. And I was like, wait, what? It's like, look, if you want to go into this movie, if you want to enjoy this movie thoroughly, don't watch trailers.
Right.
And it's just like, what kind of director does that? Like,
yeah, and that's my thing is, I actually was not going to watch this trailer until I knew that we were going to be doing it for this podcast, because it was like, I kind of want to have a cold intro into this movie.
Yeah.
But after watching it, what it does is brings up a lot of questions and makes it so that speculation is going wild right now. So my honestly, it's kind of hilarious. My favorite part from the trailer kind of is you see Rey walk up and give Luke the lightsaber, literally right at the end, after the end of the credits for episode 7. So it's like, oh, cool. We know how that ends. Awesome. Yeah. We get some closure right there.
It is. I think it's like the first Star Wars movie that picks up right where the last
one left off.
Which I'm kind of like,
unless you count Rogue One into episode 4.
Oh, yeah. I guess technically, yes, you're right. That one does technically count. Which, really quick, I don't understand how they argue with Vader in episode 4 after that, because they're just like,
well, that's the thing is,
like, we're just a traveling diplomat. It's like,
I literally watched you leave. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of how they did that.
You know why I'm choking you? Because you're the one who ran away from me. I looked you dead in the eyes.
Yeah, that's why I am kind of disappointed in how they handled the ending of Rogue One, because it really should have been... Because this is my thing. They transported via radio signal the Death Star plans to that ship, and then they ran the plans in a data disk to the Tantive 4 on that ship. Couldn't they have just had the radio signal go to that ship and then be like, we've got to get this signal out to, Leia and stuff like that? And so that's what they're running to, is the broadcast room on that ship. And like the last second he hits the button that sends the broadcast to the Tantive 4 that Leia gets, and then Darth Vader cuts him down. And it's like, oh, Darth Vader's too late to stop the thing from happening. And that way, it's not him watching the Tantive 4 leave. Because that is a huge continuity error. The fact that he doesn't just go, I was there 10 minutes ago.
I watched you leave.
Leaving that station.
Which,
come on.
It's funny because the Tantive 4, like, the way the ship was, like, on the cruiser, it was, like, all upside down. So there was like 20 people on that ship, literally like upside down until they
were released from the dock.
Yeah, so
I'm just sitting there like, come on, guys.
So even I felt that a little weird. But let's talk about the last Jedi. We see, and I think we did hear that like Luke was not what Rey expected.
Right.
And in this, we see that Luke is very, very hesitant on having her as an apprentice, even talking to her now, because he says like I've seen this raw power before.
It didn't scare me the first time, but now it does now.
So it's gonna be really heartbreaking to see Luke as not the like
fearless like
hero that we thought he was gonna be when we first saw him after all these years. I think that another cool thing about this is that this the last one was like Rey and Finn. Mm-hmm. This one is like strictly Rey and Kylo, so I think their connection is gonna be a lot stronger. And I think the last scene where you see her say like, "I need help.
Someone to help me like find out my place in this world."
And he holds out his hand. I think that's a misdirect because if you look at the scenes, like even though it looked like she was looking at a sunset, or a sunset was on her, while he was on like a volcanic planet.
Yeah,
so I think
it might be a misdirect.
I think that's a misdirect because
I think what might end up happening, and this is like far speculation, is that we already basically, it's almost confirmed at this point that they're setting up the Grey Jedi.
Essentially, yeah.
I think that both of them are on the path to become a Grey Jedi, but from opposite ends. Kylo is coming from the dark side. Rey is coming from the light side.
Another speculation was which I love that idea that they become Grey Jedis, but I think another speculation that I'm kind of like agreeing with a little bit is that Rey is kind of like a Revan. Or not Raven.
The one that had their mind wiped and was actually a Sith the entire time.
Yeah, and then like, what's his name? Kylo Ren is actually like a spy. Mm-hmm. Because that was
the thing where like he kills Han because Han forces him to kill him in order to maintain his status as an evil person.
Yeah. So. And even like, and I love when Kylo pulls the ship up to like Leia, and he's like
about to shoot,
and he's just like, I can't do it. I love I just love the conflict in his eyes. Where
it's fantastic.
Instead of being like in the last one where he kind of whined, you saw like true conflict. Of
I'm really interested in this one because I think it's really going to flesh out his character and make it better than it was in 7. Granted, he was still a very interesting and cool character in 7, but he was also a whiner and seemed like he was just kind of throwing tantrums.
Which I understand, because you also got to remember he is the nephew of Luke, the grandson. The
grandson of Darth Vader.
So literally, he's
from the most powerful Force family in the galaxy.
Yeah, so most likely he had everything handed to him. Like even in the First Order, I think that's why Hux hates him. Which I kind of hope is the reason why Hux has such an issue with him, is that
he was granted a high place of power in the First Order.
Just because he's Snoke's apprentice. Like Hux is like, I worked to get here, and you're just so happen to be a Force user and Snoke's bitch.
Right.
And now I have to take orders from you. So I understand why he has tantrums, because he was such a, you're his nephew and grandson. Oh, here you go.
Right.
This is just the world on a platter. So I think that's why he has such a. I think that's why he has such an attitude problem, because everything was given.
And he wasn't getting what he wanted in that one. I just want to move over to probably my next favorite part of this trailer, and it's basically them going, "Okay, guys, we heard you. We're so sorry about this." Freaking the split-second scene we get of Finn going at Phasma, and it's just like she like brings out that freaking like katana-looking sword thing, and then just. He's got one of those stormtrooper
like raid
batons. Yeah, it's like an electro baton, the one that the other dude used to smack the crud out of him.
TR-8R.
Mm-hmm. Traitor.
Because because there was a book about why he did that.
They were actually
they trained with those things. So it's cool that he fights with it.
But yeah, and so like I want. Like those are the two characters that I wish had done more in the first one, and I want them to do fantastic things in this one. I like, because that's the thing is like I thought Finn was going to be the main character.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
they really made you think that he was going to be the lead,
and I want him to do something worthy of that, even if he's not going to be the lead character, because of course Rey is. I want him to do something that is truly heroic,
Yeah,
and not just like. Save her from something every once in a while, or do something like that, or do something minor. Like I want him to like come into his own,
And a while ago, John Boyega, who plays Finn, he had posted this like really long thing saying like, how hard it is not to be a hero in the first go. Like he was like, I wanted to be a hero, but that's not how a hero is made.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's going to be multiple films, a hero is born and grown, blah blah blah, and it makes me think about back in the day of Sidney Poitier, one of the probably the greatest black actor of all time. If you look at a lot of his roles, he is literally a perfect person.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Lily's in the Field, In the Heat of the Night, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, he is pretty much at full capacity. He's at his final form.
The entire time.
Yeah, there is no like growing, because he was just always perfect. So the reason why I like the fact that Finn was pretty much a coward and kind of came into his own and became a hero towards the end of Force Awakens is because that's a hero's journey.
Yeah.
And that's what he says, like you're going to see Finn kind of grow into his own, because at the beginning he was just a stormtrooper, and then he wanted to run away, he wanted to get away, and then he grew close to Rey, and when Rey got hurt, he like his hero Spidey sense went off, and it's just like, I have to do this. And now we're going to see that evolution in this one. So that's why I like, because once again, the original Star Wars, they did not think they were going to have a sequel. Even though Lucas had everything all kind of planned out.
They didn't know if it was going to do well enough to have a sequel, so they had to like cut and dry, make sure everything
ended perfectly. That's why Han, because who knows? I don't even know if Han would have come back if they already knew they were going to have 2 sequels. I don't know if Han was going to come back during the fight on the fight of Yavin 4. Mm-hmm. So who knows? And that's why Han pretty much had his redemption. Luke went from a whining, which actually no, he still whined a lot.
He's still pretty whiny.
But he became a hero. So, we'll see Finn grow, and that's just how stuff like that works.
Yeah. I thought. Oh yeah. So this is my prediction then.
Okay.
For Finn, and this is probably just wild speculation. I wish it wasn't, but it'd be cool if it was real. This is how it happened. In Episode 8, he's gonna have like his moment and stuff like that. It'll be cool. But in Episode 9. He's gonna show some amount of Force sensitivity, and like the very end or something like that. And, if my Gray Order thing is like actually how they're gonna do it, then Rey and Kylo are gonna be like, "Hey, we can teach you," and that's gonna be like kind of the end.
Yeah,
is this new generation of Jedi that are the Gray Order that are not Sith, not Jedi, like. In a mix of the two.
Something in between.
And so, like, the new generation of Force users starts getting taught under them, or something like that.
That'd be interesting. I think they're going to try to keep the limit of Force users, like, low.
Probably.
But another thing I also want to point out is that we see Snoke for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torturing Rey.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are, some people are complaining that Snoke just doesn't have the gravitas that the Emperor had. And some people also don't know that we didn't see the Emperor until the second, till Empire.
Yeah, and even then we only saw him in a holo for like 2 minutes, and then he's gone.
Which I love is that people complain like, "Oh, why is Snoke a hologram?" Emperor was a hologram too. It's just that Snoke had better Wi-Fi, and it was very clear.
Right.
So. I don't know. I'm excited about, even though there's just so much mystery around Snoke that when there's so much mystery, you just don't care anymore.
Not really.
Yeah, because they kind of covered all the bases, because they said Snoke has been around since the beginning of the Empire. And you're like,
oh man,
okay, that's a long time, and he's not a Sith. It's like, then what is he? Like, some people. I saw someone posted that he was the stormtrooper that banged his head on the door, and that's why he has that. It's just like,
I believe it.
I was like, sure, why not? He's like, I was once a stormtrooper, then I bumped my head, and now I have the Force.
And now I'm strong with the Force.
And that's how you become a Force user, just a bonk on the head. Another thing, what was it? Oh yeah, I just want to go off on what you said. Like, yeah, they realized that they really screwed up with Phasma. Like. Royally screwed up, and the fact that now we have Phasma about to do
some
thing.
Really cool stuff. I'm excited for it.
And they also released a book called Phasma, which is told from like different point. I guess it's told from a point of view of a resistance fighter who got taken by another captain. Because I guess when you become a captain in the First Order, you can have like your own customized armor. Mm-hmm. So there's a guy who has like all red, has like a red armor similar to Phasma, but red. And I guess they're always in competition with each other. So he sends a spy to spy on Phasma.
Right.
It's kind of so it's told from her point of view. And I guess it's supposed to flesh out her past, because like apparently she lived on a Mad Max world, where like the air became poison and stuff like that. So
neat.
Yeah, I'll send you a link for it, because I think you might really enjoy it. So hopefully they understand in this movie that we want to see Phasma.
Right.
They got Brianna Tarth and not going to use her, which is like...
It was such a shame. I was like so excited for it.
Like all she did was walk around with her gun and then
get knocked over by a Wookiee.
Which, I mean, it's a Wookiee, so...
So yeah.
Yeah. So... Yeah, that one, like, that movie comes out God, that's
a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, 65 days.
Yep.
It pretty much Star Wars just owns Christmas time now.
Kind of.
Like, no one should, like, let's be honest, no one should ever open a movie in December anymore because it's just no point. Oh, but before we cast off, I really want to talk about the poster because I think the poster is really, really cool. Let me pull it up. Here we are. Like, I think that's a really good poster.
Right.
Because if you looked at the original one, the original Force Awakens poster, it had so much going on. And I think that was the kind of downside of it.
Yeah, there was like 20 characters on it and a
like
lot of zapping and shooting and stuff.
Yeah, where this one, even though there's, if you look at the bottom, it's still keeping the same theme as the last one. Because if you look at the bottom, you see the ships from the trailer leaving the black smoke behind. You see they're not AT-ATs, they're
the weird gorilla walker things.
Yeah.
I hate that, but you know what? It's okay.
It's 30 years after.
They're still basically AT-ATs in my mind.
Someone had mentioned like why couldn't this have been like painted like the original Kaufman? Was it Kaufman who did the original Star Wars posters?
I think so, yeah.
Like if they would have painted that would have been like I would have put that on my wall.
Yeah, no, that would have been insane.
Yeah. So and because even like if you look at what's the other one, Rogue One. Like I even kind of like I like that poster a lot too because that's also kind of it's more pastel art looking than just Photoshop. But again, I just like that's and if you look at the original, but if you look at The Last Jedi, Rey and Kylo Ren are the same size. So I do think that this movie is theirs. Like it's a co-movie between these two. And of course, you have Luke looking Emperor-like at the top. So, I don't know. I'm excited. Do you have any last thoughts, Zeb?
No. I just want the movies to come out so I can see them and be excited.
Same. Like, it's funny because there's not as much hype as The Force Awakens. Mostly just because it had this Star Wars is back hype.
I think I'm actually more excited for this than I am for Force Awakens. This one actually,
too.
because Force Awakens, I was like, oh man, this looks so cool. And then I saw it and was like, I liked it, but I also feel like it was a rehash of Episode 4.
Yeah.
And we've had this whole conversation about why the good and the bad things about that. I'm not going to go into that. But I still like The Force Awakens a whole lot. This one, the hype is almost the exact same level, but I'm more like, from everything I can tell about this, it's not going to be a rehash of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
And there's just going to be so much.
As much as Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, but I don't want them to just copy it. I want them to make their own.
And there's going to be similarities because again, Luke's training of being a Jedi,
similar to Yoda.
It's because that's all he really knows. Because let's be honest, Obi-Wan taught him jack.
Yeah, Obi-Wan has taught you well. He didn't teach me anything, Dad.
Exactly. That's why I really thought wait a minute, let me look into your mind because remember I was able to read your mind about your sister. Holy crap, Yoda's alive? Well, this changes everything. So yeah, Last Jedi. I'm really excited. There's so many questions that I can't wait to be answered, and I might be disappointed if they're not answered. But unfortunately, we'll talk about answers when the movie comes out.
Right.
So thank you guys for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Real Film Geeks, REEL, because we are clever. And make sure you look at our parent company, the Token Nerd Network, and follow them at their respective social media handles. Yeah. And also you can follow me, Addison Lee, at Casual Movie Fan on Instagram and Twitter. And Zeb, where can they find you?
You can find me at RFGZeb whenever I end up posting stuff on that Twitter handle.
He'll start retweeting a lot of our stuff too. All right, thank you guys for listening. I'm Addison Lee.
And I'm Zebedee.
Remember, shoot film, not people.